Hello and good morning. Welcome back to Stamp Together Saturday. I am Amy Rich, for those of you who do not know me, and I am excited to be back. Last week we took the holiday off, and this week we're back in action with a really fun card. But if you did not see my post this morning, then you did not see that I made a mistake. So I want to make sure that everybody is caught up with the mistake I made in the instructions. And it's pretty small, but it's still a mistake nonetheless. So I had you cut one piece of coordinating cardstock 1 3/4 by 4 inches. You actually need 2 of them. So if you did not see my post this morning and have that paper handy, you need 2 pieces 1 3/4 by 4, and I did not indicate that you needed 2 pieces on the instructions. So I'm gonna just chat for a little bit so that if you have it handy, you can get that cut and ready to go. So for all of you who are joining, thank you. It's good to see you all here and ready to stamp together on a Saturday. Woo! All right, so for those of you just joining, I just wanted to tell you that we've got 2 pieces we need 1 3/4 by 4, and I did not say that you needed 2. So get that cut, or just wait until after we're done, and then you can do it at that point. But it's a busy week, or it's been a busy week. Good morning, everybody. Good to see you. Lots of classes I've been preparing for. I've got July is a club month, so I've been cutting cardstock for club, and I've gotten help. Thank you, Justine. Love you. Mwah. Thank you for cutting cardstock for me to make my life just a little bit easier. But I had some really late nights this week, so it's been very interesting. But today I'm going to be stamping with you, and then I am going to be also meeting with my team at 10:30, and we're going to have a little get together this morning. So it's a busy day, but a busy stamping day, which is fun. All right, so one last time before we get started, you need 2 pieces 1 3/4 by 4. I did not indicate that you needed 2, and so I'm sorry. I apologize. Make sure you have 2 pieces instead of just 1 when you're doing the card, okay? All right, so let's get started. I gotta flip you over, don't I? I was just gonna start without doing the flip. Okay, here we go. So we're gonna start with our piece of 4 1/4 by, I think it's 7 1/2. Is that right? Yep. Okay, and then we are going to score that. I told you to have a scoring tool ready. Remember, you can use a ruler and you can mark it with a pencil, use a bone folder or something else that can crease. But if you have a scoring tool, it's a little bit easier. So put your paper in, I think you can see that, at 5 1/2 inches, and then go ahead and score it. What that does is creates a little flap that is 2 inches by 4 1/4. And that's all you really need your scoring tool for. Then we're going to really give that a nice crease. Then we're going to start layering our pieces. Now, I'm using this really amazing Designer Series paper. And as usual, I can't come up with the name. I'm so sorry. But I was going to make this a coffee card, because that is actually the inspiration card that I have was a coffee card. And I thought, I'm going to do that, but in different colors. So I checked out this paper, and it's so pretty. And when I saw this piece in particular, I thought, you know, that one really would make a good coffee card. So this Designer Series paper is in our annual catalog, and we're just going to layer our piece of Designer Series paper that is 1 1/2 by 3 3/4 onto our coordinating cardstock that is 1 3/4 by 4. Now, for those of you just joining, and I'm sorry, those of you who have been here from the start, you actually need 2 of those pieces, and I did not indicate that in the instructions. So you need 2 pieces, 1 3/4 by 4. It's always a good idea to check my my page in the morning, just in case something like this happens, so so that you're ready to go. And I did post it this morning, but you know, it's hard to keep track and see everything on Facebook. Okay, so then this piece right here is going to get layered the exact same way. So we've been talking about the new adhesive, and I actually haven't had any real trouble with it, but every once in a while you do need to give it a kickstart. Okay, so we're layering this, and that may look funny because where the heck is that going to go? Well, we'll figure that out in just a second. So I'm going to set these pieces aside. And then we've got our square I told you to cut. And then I chose a circle. I have a 2-inch circle punch. So that's what I used for mine. And now we're going to stamp that. Now I told you you could either do a sentiment or a sentiment and an image. And that's what I'm going to do. So the stamp set, Nothing's Better Than, is what I'm choosing. I got a swap that actually is this design, and I will give that swapper credit for the design, but I did change up the colors. So let's grab our coffee cups. We're going to start with crumb cake, and I'm going to stamp that more towards the top than the bottom. And I know yours is going to be different, so of course, as always, please share in the comments. I love seeing your creations. It's really hard to line up when I can't look over the top of it, but you get the idea. It's cute. And then there's a stamp in the set that says coffee, so I'm going to stamp that down here. For you Stampin' Up! Lovers, I am using crumb cake and early espresso because that is the color combination used in this paper. All right, so now we're ready to go. Let's go back to this piece right here, and then our square. What we're going to do is, I flip it over because it's got a little lip on it where you cut it. But I'm going to put adhesive right on what I would call the top and the bottom edge. And then I'm going to line this piece up at the bottom. And maybe you can see where I'm going with this now. And hold that closed, and then adhere our square on. And that's what keeps your card together when you open it. Huh, how fun is that, huh? Love it. Love fun fold cards. Okay, and then with my coffee, I'm just going to take some dimensionals, which I'm serious. I went over to my table and I grabbed, here they are. I'm like, where did they go? We're on the edge, and of course you use every last piece on your dimensionals, right? How much do you love this card design? It's so cute. All right, and then look at all the fun things that we can put on the inside. All right, I'm going to choose Because Adulting is Hard. Because isn't that true? A lot of people drink coffee because adulting is hard. So we'll grab that one. Especially these days, I feel like adulting is worse than ever. Although I was just having a couple conversations this week about what a toll this COVID business is taking on our kids, you know. All right, so what I did when I stamped the inside is I made sure it was going to be to the right a little bit so it would get covered. I don't necessarily want stamps or writing out in these windows. Cute and fun Stamped Together Saturday. And I am still planning that next week we will get together. So I will be back next week, and you can join me at 10 a.m. like always. But I just want to say again, sorry about the mix-up for the cutting. It wasn't serious. It wasn't a big deal, but you probably had to go back and cut another piece. So I apologize about that. But just come back and check maybe on a Saturday morning, just in case there's a mistake or a change. I've been waiting for myself to make a mistake in those instructions. And I usually use the instructions to do my own cutting so that I know if something's wrong. But it's a fun one, and I want to see yours down below in the comments. And I want to thank you so much for joining me today. It's always fun. It's always great to see you. And I'll see a bunch of you, those of you watching that are on my team. I'll see you at 10:30. Bye.